All right, family. Let me share this before I take my butt back upstairs. I was talking about a little bit earlier, right? How I was called to the ministry. And when I first got clean, I told my sponsor, I said, I believe I have a calling on my life. And I knew since I was young. And I remember running away from that calling for the longest time. It was one of the ministers at my church that came past me, right? And then he turned around and came back. He said, "You're a good man. I want you to come and sign up for the deacon ministry." And I looked up at him because I was going through some stuff with my wife at that time. And I wanted to say, "Who the heck you think you are? You don't tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah." But as I looked up at him to go say it, something hit me and said, "Shut up." I said, "Okay." So I became a deacon in 2009. I was trying to explain it to you earlier, T, but you wouldn't shut up. My pastor ordained me deacon, and he ordained other people as well, deacons, ministers, elders. It was an ordination that took place at the church. Now, what I try to do, family, because I became very involved in my church. So I'll share with you about my experience with the church. Okay. And it's not for me to knock the church as a whole. It's normally the individual that portrays a certain role. My goal is not to knock anybody for how you live your life. Once God, which I read in the Bible now, was talking to Jeremiah and told Jeremiah, "I knew you before the foundation of this world. I put everything in you, Steve Copeland, that I called you to go back out and do." So if I tell you I'm a community activist, right? If I tell you I'm a homeless advocate, if I tell you that I fight for the democracy of black people in Baltimore City, what did Dr. Martin Luther King do? He was called to the ministry. When God told Moses, "Go tell Pharaoh," I said, "Let my people go." Did Moses not go? So when God told me to go talk to your politicians, then again, let me break it down a little bit simpler for you. Your haves and your have-nots. You got to understand to you where you might fit in towards them. You don't have what they have, so you don't have nothing. That's what they say. Now, what I said I'm going to do, family, I'm going to look up this word, disconnecting. You know why? Post-traumatic slavery syndrome by Dr. Joy. Breaking this slave man mentality. So whatever we was taught throughout generation after generation after generation that might have kept us enslaved and oppressed, the goal is to break that mental cycle. Y'all use the word disconnect, back from what we was taught generation after generation. So now this the question I'm gonna ask. What are you actually doing? Now, you can talk about it all you want on here. This is social media. But what are you doing with people in the community to help them become free mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Do you understand there's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights? And to help them better understand, they have as much rights as any other human being. I don't hear y'all talk like that. But you want to help people disconnect from whatever information that they have inside of them, right? Which is unhealthy. But you don't try to teach them how to replace it with something more healthier. You think I don't pay attention to what we say? Not only do I pay attention, I might ask you this. Well, what is you doing in the community to help turn lives around? Why you get offended? I'm only asking the same way you ask me a question. What are you doing in the community to help turn lives around? When you ask me, I'll say strengthen the community is my LLC. Normally, if I say strengthen the community is my LLC, that's business. But what do you do to help build? To me, I thought strengthen the community would explain for itself. Then I say, I have a housing program. It's called the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. The goal is, as a recovering addict, is to help you get rid of those old ways of thinking, people, places, and things. Because you're talking about renewing your life. Then y'all wonder why people keep repeating the same things over and over and over and over and then expecting different results. Because that's all they have to run off on. So you have to put new information on that old stuff. I've been doing it for 33 years now, and I almost said 35. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I started the housing program, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. And the first thing, before I let you into the temporary to permanent housing program, you have to sign up for the mental health program. Because I know, number one, we got to break this. We got to help you to become disconnected to the old ways of doing things, that slave man mentality. But y'all called it disconnect. And the moment I said something towards the disconnect is to help people stop believing in Bible. Why would you want to turn people around away from certain things that inspire them, empower them, that it motivates them? Why? If it's working for them in a more healthy, productive way, why would you want to discourage anyone? You know that don't sound right. It sounds more like evil. It do. You might not see it. But if whatever material you read religiously, I'm going to ask you, have you gained a spiritual connection within your religion? Because that's when it becomes personal for you. It's okay for us to have the morals, the values, the principles, the traditions, to live accordingly. Because number one, if you break the laws, you know what tends to happen. The laws that they create is for us to live by. If you disobedient or break the laws, you normally go to prison because you broke the laws. Now, what is the laws? Let's do this. The 10 Commandments, the 5 books of Moses, to help you understand the difference between right and wrong. It's instructions on how